So there are two things that jump out at me from today's passage about Jesus. I love every day reading a bit more about him and discovering a bit more about him. And these two things are that Jesus is both powerful and patient. And the place that we see he's powerful is the Transfiguration. So there he is, revealed in his stunning, incredible, glorious splendor. And he's there with Moses, who's the guy that gives the law in the Old Testament. So Moses is a big deal, the lawgiver. And Elijah, who was the first of the prophets, or at least the greatest of all the prophets, he again is a really big deal. And there's Jesus talking with these massive, significant figures. It would be like if you saw, I kind of had a vision of me walking down the street and I'm there talking with, I don't know, Barack Obama and Bono or something like that. And you'd be like, whoa, Bono, this rock star, Barack Obama, President of the United States, and there's Andy. And I'm just like, hey guys. But actually, these two, Elijah and Moses, are nothing in comparison to Jesus. The greatest figures in the whole history of the people of Israel are nothing in comparison, because what happens is God appears and he speaks from this cloud and he says, "This is my son whom I love. Listen to him." Peter offers to build 3 shelters. He got that wrong on so many levels. One of which was, there's not about 3 shelters, Peter. There's only one person that matters who's on the top of this mountain, even though the other 2 happen to be Moses and Elijah. The one that matters is my son. Listen to him. Jesus is powerful because then he comes down the mountain. There's this boy with the demon that no one else can cast out, and he casts them out. And it says they were all amazed at the greatness of God. When you see Jesus' power, we begin to get a glimpse of it here. You realise how incredibly powerful God is. And at the same time, you see how patient Jesus must have been. And often power and patience, we don't associate those two things. They tend not to go together. If someone's very powerful, they can be quite an impatient sort of person. But Jesus is both powerful and patient, even though he gets a bit frustrated. And he must be patient because the disciples don't get it. Peter's there, oh yeah, wow, Moses, Elijah and Jesus. I know what I'll do. I'll start a buildings project. What's that about? And then he comes down the mountain. His disciples haven't been able to do anything while he's been up there. Oh, unbelieving and perverse generation, he says. It says here, they see the greatness of God when he casts the demon out, but the very next thing that's happening is they're arguing about which of them is the greatest. So even though they see miracles that reveal God's power, they then start arguing about which one of them is the best. So again, Jesus has to teach them, and he gets a little child and he says, actually, it's about being like a child, not about promoting yourself, but receiving in innocence from me. And then this lovely little bit at the end where James and John want to call down fire on this village. They're like, do you want us to burn them, Lord? Do you want us to... I love that they even think that they could do that anyway, as if like you can't cast the demon out of the kid, so you think you're going to be able to burn a whole village with fire from heaven. But anyway, they obviously thought they could. And then Jesus has to rebuke them and tell them off and say, actually, guys, it's not about that. He's both powerful and he's patient. So we can go to him with our troubles and with our needs. And also, we have to remember he's patient with us too, because we get it wrong and we forget and we misunderstand. Thank goodness that he's patient with us too.